The following video you are about to watch contains adult language. Probably didn't need to say that, but I will, because just in case someone is bothered by that. Tacos. Because I'm hot like wasabi when I bust rhymes. Great like Leanne rhymes, because I'm all about value. And then I give up. There's a little bit more of that song that I know. I don't know the exact words. I know, and the next one is Bert something or other, and I don't know the last name. I don't know if it's just because I never paid attention. I don't got it. I'm sorry, my boy. You beautiful, beautiful man, Ed Robertson. You're great. You're great. Captain Dynamic. Push my man's awesome button. Captain Butch Flowers. He's my favorite. Anyway, point is, hey, hi-ho, and howdy, everybody, and welcome to something a long time in the making. And by a long time in the making, I mean as of about 4.5 seconds ago, it's happening. I've mentioned it for a little while now, and it was in the process of my brain box for even longer, about a whole month, because that was about when the last episode of the show was supposed to happen, and then it didn't, because your boy's a fucking loser. You're a loser. Anyway. Hey, boys and girls, those who decide there ain't having any of that shit, like, yo, boy, I'm Optimus motherfucking Prime. My boy ain't got no dick. He's a robot. You dick? That doesn't work at all. I know I have the disclaimer for shitty language in the beginning of every video. I need to update those here eventually, because the same thing every time. It's got to be annoying as fuck. Half my dislikes are probably just people going, that's fucking stupid. You still haven't changed it yet, you fucking loser. And then I'm like, hey, you don't got to tell me the truth. I don't care how accurate it is. You don't got to tell me these mean things. So anyway, yeah, we finished... we finished A Place for in the Universe last week. And so now I'm just real quickly... I say real quickly. The last one I made was like 20-some minutes. Don't know how long it'll last. Again, I don't have an abundance of anything valuable to say. It's just me kind of... my final thoughts and talking about the show. Last week we finished up A Place for in the Universe. I enjoyed it a fuck ton. I really, really liked it. I currently have it as a 10 on any list or whatever. It's weird because I don't know if it has the staying power of everything else that I have way up there as my favorites. Like Darling in the Franxx, Sakura So, Toradora, fucking A Lull in the Sea, Ruby, all of that shit is stuff that I just think about constantly. I'm like, I'm not doing anything at this moment. What do I want to do? I want to watch that and that and that and that. For me, Place for in the Universe doesn't really do that, but I think it's one of those. It's a great show. It is incredibly well put together. It does so many things to me emotionally. Both makes me laugh and makes me cry like a motherfucker. But I don't know. It's weird. It's the thing. That's the way it is for me with a lot of stuff. There's a lot of things out there which are objectively fucking fantastic and just really well put together and great. And there's a reason those things are always people's favorite movies. Like, I love the Marvel movies. I don't think, except for maybe Infinity War, because I fucking love that. But like, I can't really think much of any Marvel movie, despite how much I love them, that I would be like, that's one of my favorites. Like, I can sit down and watch that at any time. Again, Infinity War's kind of become that, but I don't know. Who knows if that'll last for me. But anyway, it's one of those things, and I feel like that's kind of where this show is. I love the show. It is great. It absolutely deserves a 10 out of 10. I don't know if it will stick with me as much as other shows do, and maybe it's just because I haven't watched it as many times. Then again, I've still only seen Darling in the Franxx one time through, and I'm still only halfway through that show. It's weird. It's interesting. I definitely want to give it a little more time to stew in my soul, to see if that changes over time. But I don't know. It's interesting. Again, I don't want me saying that in any way, shape, or form to sound like I didn't like the show at all. Like, I fucking loved it. You guys can tell from the fact that I cried through 80% of it. And it wasn't like, oh, this is terrible. It's like, oh, this is terrible. Ooh, that was almost sexy. No, it wasn't. Why does anyone watch? They don't. Point is, you know, I really did dig the show. It was extremely good, especially since it snuck up on me, because I had heard a good bit about how great it was. I think the first time I really heard about it was an episode of Mother's Basement. Jeff had talked about it in that, and he was really going off on how entertaining it was. And I think it was the first time I really heard about it, and then I kind of picked it on a whim as one of the shows I was going to do. It was between that and I think Laid Back Camp, because they were, in my head, they sounded like two very similar shows, and I think they're very similar. I don't know if they have the same emotional weight to them, but purely in concept, they sound like they have a very similar idea. Almost like kind of they both share a similarity with like K-On! And stuff. I think I saw a half of the first episode of that show. I have no fucking idea. People like it though. You know, it really did sneak up on me, because I went into it thinking I would like it, and I did. I enjoyed the first couple episodes, and then episode 5 happened. Because episode 4 was the beginning of things starting to be like, ooh, this is interesting, because especially since I get introduced to the best girl. Spoilers for those who came here to get my best of the show. I've just given it away. I've been giving it away, give it away now for like the past 6 episodes. You already know who my favorite is. So you can just stop watching now. Don't, please. God, I need the views. But you know, it's going into the show. I enjoyed it, but it was around episode 5, and I'll go a little bit into more of that here in a second. I think that it was at episode 5 that I realized that I really did love it. I assume that's probably the way it was for a lot of people, considering it was one of my. It is one of the most viewed videos, not just on my for the series, but to have it on the channel. I want to say it's in top 10. It might not be. Citrus got a lot of views, but like it's still very high up there. And that was the point where everything started kind of kicking off with this series, with the massive amounts of support and love and awesome shit, which I need to fucking go into again. I know I just mentioned that shit in the last episode, but I gotta mention that here again with you guys, because I don't think I accurately explained it to you guys. Which means I won't do it here either, because I can't word for shit. You can see that with your eyes and ears, except the fact that you can't see with your ears. But you know, I did enjoy it, and then around that time, I kind of completely fell in love with it. One of the people on my Discord, one of my favorites, is another man named Jeff. Jeff nailed it. Jeff, great guy. One of my favorites. Just one of the best girls. That's not a girl of the channel. Was talking to him about it. He was like, "Hey, what's your opinion on the show?" And it was the day before I watched episode 5. And he was like, "What's your opinion on it?" And I was like, "It's enjoyable. I think if you're into, you know, that kind of cute girls doing cool shit stuff, I think you dig it." But I don't know. I can't speak on it too much. I'm only a couple episodes in. And then literally the day after I watched episode 5, and I was like, fuck it, dude, watch it. It's so good. I'm 5 episodes in, but it's amazing. You said it was fine a little bit ago. I don't give a fuck what I said. I'm telling you what I'm saying now, son. It's beautiful. Because episode 5 really was really fucking enjoyable for me. It was the first, I think going back on it, it's the first time I ever cried in a reaction video on the channel. I would say, thankfully, I didn't have a camera back then, but then I remembered I cried in every single one after it, so it didn't fucking matter. The series was weird for that. It really, really was weird. Because it knows how to hit my emotional buttons really well. And that's not even including the second to last episode, which ruined my fucking soul. Which is like throughout, for whatever reason, it always knew how to hit things where it's like, it's just beautiful enough to hit you. It's just inspiring enough to go fucking right in the heart. It's just sad enough to go, yeah, like that. It was just always just the right amount of fuck you, and I loved it. It really is good. Again, even if it doesn't become like the favorite show of mine that I watch all the time and be like, I remember this is the greatest show of all time, it will still be the one that goes, that one fucked me up a little bit. But in a very, very good way. You know, it really was a very beautiful thing, and I loved that that episode and that ending scene. The scene between Mari and is it Megami? I want to say it's Megami. Yeah, and I apologize. It's time. You know, it was a very good scene, and I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it was in that episode too, because I swear to God, remembering going in episode 12, going like, "Oh, it's this fucking song again." Is it Matane from the? I don't know. I'm probably not pronouncing it correctly, but that's how it's spelt. So don't judge me. But I'm pretty sure that was the same song. Even if it isn't, just the soundtrack in general. Holy shit. We'll get into that in a sec. But like that song is fucking brutal, because forever now, anytime I hear it, I immediately go to those two scenes. Even if, I need to actually check and see if it was the same song from that scene. I think it was. You could just tell me in the comments, even after I've probably already looked at it. But you know, that song is just such a motherfucker, because it's a beautiful song, but it's also one that now I can't hear it and not immediately remember the scene from episode 12. Which again, it's a thing, because again, there's a lot of sad and beautiful scenes in the show that made me cry, but again, nothing hit me like that one did. And again, it was because of really personal stuff. I mentioned in that episode, there was a point when someone disappeared from my life. And again, I was so busy. I mentioned this that last episode. I was so busy trying not to say who it was that I forgot that we were both talking about our mother. She lost her mother when she died. I didn't lose my mother isn't dead, but I did lose her for a significant little chunk of my life, and it really kind of fucked me up. And I know it harmed our relationship in a lot of ways, and our relationship is far from perfect now. I love her dearly, but our relationship is not perfect for a lot of different reasons. But just I look back on that, and it hit me again. It hit me hard in that episode, but it didn't hit me anywhere near as hard the second time I watched it. When I said that, like, I broke down, I wasn't kidding or embellishing in the slightest. I do hope that everyone always understands that I'm, aside from me being overly goofy, I don't embellish anything here on the channel. Like a little bit ago, I think I remember I mentioned it in the Darling in the Franxx episode, but I didn't mention it anywhere else because that was where I got the comment. This was in one of those episodes. But I got this really sweet comment from someone who was like, this is the most honest reaction I've ever seen on YouTube, and it was great, and I loved it, and I love the episode and whatnot because it's a great episode. But I want to say she, but I don't know if that's accurate. That this person went in saying shit like that, and it fucking melted my soul. Because in the end, there's very few things worth taking pride in on this channel. I mean, look what I do. You can't say too much about it. But like one of the few things I do pride myself on is, I don't embellish anything. I don't make shit up. I like to be as honest as I possibly can with you guys. It's the same reason why I like the second I see anything outside of like, oh, it was on Twitter, some dickhead threw something up. I'm sorry, this has been spoiled for me in the show, so just so you know, somewhere down the line, I already know that this thing is happening. I might not have full of context, but I have this. It's happened multiple times and shit like that. But it's one of the things. I want to be as honest as I possibly can. I don't want to be pretending on anything. And it's one of those things where I have no idea in God's name how I ended up here into this conversation that we're having right now, but I did, so fuck me. Like literally my brain completely shut off. I have no idea why I was talking about here. I know it had to do with me crying. That's all I know. Embellishing. Got it. Holy fuck. I was so lost. Anyway, I try and be as honest as I possibly can. And it's something I've always prided myself on, is that I do that. I don't make shit up here. And if you think I do, I don't give a fuck, because you're wrong. Ha! So, it's great. So I'm being 100% honest when I mention what that episode did to me when I actually sat down to edit it. It affected me kind of profoundly. And while I don't know if I will always remember the show, and I will always be like, ooh, I kind of want to watch the place further, I think I will always remember that scene. And again, like I said, I can't listen to that song, which is a shame, because I fucking love that song and I want to add it to my lists. But like, I can't listen to that song and not be reminded of my mom and of my uncle, who I also mentioned passed away. Just because it had a weird, I don't know if it's social media is the right word, considering her thing was emails. But like, there was a kind of that disconnected familiar relationship, separated by a huge long distance and stuff like that. For me, it was Facebook. For her, it was emails, and it was just a weird disconnect that hurt a lot when that person ended up passing away. Like, I will never not hear that song and listen and not, I will never hear that song and not imagine that scene and imagine, think about my mom and about my uncle. Like, it did affect me very profoundly, and I do want to say this to the creators. You probably aren't listening. Why would you be? But I think they did an amazing job on that scene, and on the whole show, but on that scene in particular, it was fucking fantastic, and it hurts a lot, but it meant a lot to me too. I don't know. It's really weird. Let's see, what else do I want to talk about? Again, it's a little on the longer side, and I'm saying nothing of real importance. So again, if you're here, my guy or my girl or my dog, that kind of works. It was a very enjoyable show. Let's see, talk about characters. Let's talk about some of the smaller ones. There was like all the different members of the crew, which were all enjoyable. Like, it was cool seeing, just fun little faces to remember. The girl who was constantly drunk, the one who was constantly crying about her boyfriend, the dude who's voiced by Sarada from Sakura So, who's all about the captain, who was all about someone else and then became all about the captain. It was like wasn't he originally about the girl with like the bun in her? I don't remember. My brain is fucking fried. It was a month ago. It was very enjoyable to get to meet all those characters, and I liked that they gave more personality to them. It's good rather than them have a little bit of something to remember them by, rather than just being just faceless people in the background. I liked it that way. Let's see what else. The captain. She was a very enjoyable character. She's that stern, mature figure. I don't know if stern's the great word. Maybe so, because the boat didn't spend that much time on the boat. Point is, but the very mature figure, and I really liked pretty much anytime you got to see stuff about her and Shirase's mom back in the day was really enjoyable. I really liked seeing their relationship. I ship it. But you know what I mean. And seeing them like that when they were together and both alive. I don't know. It was enjoyable to see. And there was the scene. I can't remember which episode it is, but there is a scene. Obviously, you would know this. But there's the scene where Shirase and her are talking at some point up on the ship, and there's the real back and forth between the. I can't remember for the life of me what was said, but it really got me, and I can't. It's bad because I don't remember what the fuck happened. I just remember that it got me in the heart. Yeah. So it's pointless to bring it up because I don't fucking remember what happened in it. But it was a very good scene. You know what I'm talking about, unless you don't. Yeah, so she was great. Her assistants, her friends and stuff like that. They were all there. They were also part of the crew. Were good. Let's see what else. There was Yuzuki's mom. Who was in for like 27 seconds. She was fine. Let's talk. We gotta talk about the girls. We gotta talk about the main girls here, because I can't say too much about Shirase's mom because we didn't get to see that much of her. But I did like how much we kind of got to know about her, you know, through Shirase and the captain. I did enjoy that. But you know, the girls. Let's talk about them. Hinata, she was great. She was a muffin. Tons of fun. Again, a character I sympathize with in a lot of ways and definitely understand where she comes from. Because, again, she had that sort of... Not necessarily being fake. Not necessarily. But, you know, completely trying to push past shit that pissed her off. Like, again, the scene... is it Bash the Drum Can again? That was her kind of episode. I can't remember. But whenever you'd get to see her kind of break from her... you know, really just happy-go-lucky, I don't give a fuck attitude, and then you would see her, you know, freak out in the snow, or when she lost her passport and was kind of having, you know, problems with that and everything. It was very interesting, and it hurt my soul, and I loved it, and I don't know, I really do sympathize and understand the character, because again, like I've talked about it before in like Discord and stuff, but like again, it sounds weird because I just spent all this time earlier talking about how honest I am. But it also occurs to me how different the me is that you see on camera and the me that I am in real life. Like I literally just got done having this conversation like yesterday about how completely socially fucking inept I am. And just, I cannot talk to people for literally at all in real life. Like, I had a conversation at work with someone who was drinking at the bar. And the full extent of my vocabulary ranged from, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh. And that was it. That was literally all that I had through the entirety of the conversation. And, like, it's, and also, I do this thing where I smile and my fucking eyebrows fidget. It's terrible. It's real bad. But like I am a fundamentally different individual. Even like if I am on camera and I'm just talking to other people, it's real bad. Like it's really weird. And that's just one example. Again, especially when I was younger and in high school, I had a lot more issues the way Hinata seemed to have. You know, you felt you had to be something or a certain way, or you just hated being one way so much that you constantly fought against it, and you always just, you put on a smile and you moved on, and you fucking pretended it didn't happen, or you sucked it up, or you did whatever, even when it probably would have been best to just kind of fucking let it out and to cry and or to be upset. And this, it's one of those things where, like, again, I at least from back then, I really can sympathize and understand where she's coming from on that, and I really did enjoy that aspect of her character. I liked seeing that there was more to her than just being happy and fun times, even if it does hurt. So yeah, no, Hinata was great. I really enjoyed her. Mari. Mari, she was awesome. Again, she had a similar kind of personality in a lot of ways, where she was very, she has that very just, let's fucking do it attitude, and I really like it's more toned down than Hinata, but like she is the kind of beacon of optimism. Even like I don't know, I really liked it. She doesn't have a massively expansive character with this so many different bits and pieces coming together. No, she's a fairly simple character, but I don't think that's anything to hold against her. Like, again, I don't have a huge problem with characters who are inherently kind of simple, because real people are usually very complicated, but occasionally you will meet someone who's just like, I'm just this way, and that's kind of fucking okay. Want to get a drink? Like, some people are just inherently good, or inherently optimistic, or inherently bad, or they have a certain way about them that doesn't need to be super in-depth or crazy, but it does have it. And again, it's not to say she's completely simple, because again, she did have a lot of stuff going for her. She had a lot of things with just the whole reason she went in the first place is wanting to change her life a little bit and to do something different and crazy and wild, and she did it. And then later on with her friends and with Megami, and my heart getting ripped out, all that shit. I don't know, you know, she was just a very enjoyable character, and it was cool to see her. Yeah, I don't know, she's just a very enjoyable character. She's just very fun. But again, a different kind of fun from Hinata, because they have a lot of similarities in those ways, but is different. I just don't know really how to explain how different. Then I suppose we should go on to Shirase, because while she may be the mainest of the mains, our dear sweet coconut girl herself, I think I said that once in the first episode, and then I actually learned her name, and then I just completely moved on from I was gonna call her coconut girl for the whole show, and then I didn't. Half of you who are watching right now are probably going, coconut girl, what the fuck is he talking about? You probably didn't even watch that episode. I don't even fully remember 100% why I did. But point is, I don't know, she was a very enjoyable character too, because again, she was extremely driven, and again, she's a very awkward, weird kind of person. Don't even make me bring up that shit about penguins. But point is, like, she's a very awkward and interesting individual, but I don't know. There's a lot of emotion in her character throughout the whole show. Again, it makes sense. The whole show is based on her going to visit the place where her mom died. But like, I don't know. It's really weird to even talk about Shirase, because I don't know. There's not much I can really say. There's a lot I should be able to say, but I can't say a whole lot. I don't know. She's just a very complex individual, kind of the opposite of Mari, in my opinion. For that reason. Of course, someone in the comments will be like, well, I think Mari is extremely complicated because this, and this. And I'm going to be like, well, now I look like a jackass. So thanks. I don't know. It was just, she was a very enjoyable character to see grow over time. Yeah, to see her grow from her really cloistered fucking self into eventually the person who's screaming piss off at everybody and like telling everybody off when she finally gets there, and for when she cuts her hair and you see her smile like her mom and shit, and like it's I don't know, it's really enjoyable to see her grow, and I don't know, I like to root for her. She's great. Again, you know who my favorite is, but Shirase was really, really great. Definitely top 2. Yeah, I don't really know what to say much else other than that. I really enjoyed seeing her grow. I liked it. And then we get to the big kid in caboodle. My girl, my love, my muffin, my drooly little Sasquatch. I don't even know what that means, but she great. Yuzuki, you're the best around. No one's ever going to keep you down. I even put the song in there and then got claimed for it. Oh. YouTube. It wasn't YouTube. Well, I mean, it's because it was on YouTube. Point is, They didn't strike the video, and that's really what matters. But yeah, no, I don't know. I love Yuzuki. She was great. She was just such a fucking lovable goddamn character. She just kept having more and more quirks. That was great. She had a lot to do with, like, never really having friends and gaining those, like the episode when when they're kind of having the discussion on what is a friend and, like, are we actually friends or are we best friends or whatever they have, and they end up, I believe it's the same episode, they end with her late birthday, and you again seeing her as that, I wouldn't say sheltered necessarily, because she kind of did it to herself, in a little bit of ways, but, like, just that separated personality that she had in relation to all the friends that she's managed to make. It just, I don't know, there was a ton of just really beautiful shit involving her, and she's great. She's just a fun character, and she's adorable, and her voice actress is the shit. Like, I don't know, there was a ton to love about Yuzuki. Not the least of which is she's adorable when she got drooly face. The point is, Chris, stop it. How long has it been since I made a Chris Hansen joke? At least a couple months. No, month. Fuck. Point is, I don't know. Yuzuki was great. I fucking loved her. She was definitely my favorite. Again, I loved Shirase for everything that she had. She was absolutely my second favorite. But yeah, Yuzuki was the shit. I fucking loved her. So, you know, that was kind of my opinion on the characters. And again, I'm sure there's a couple that I'm missing. Fucking Megami. I don't know really what to say about her, other than I thought her whole thing was very interesting. It's been a while. I need to rewatch that episode again, episode 5, just because I love it. Again, I might not rewatch the whole show every once in a while, but I think I kind of have to rewatch episode 5 and 12 here at some point. Maybe the Yuzuki episodes as well. I want to rewatch it in English, so I'm going to try and do that when I get the chance. But yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know. She was a very enjoyable character as well. She grew on me a lot too, which is, it's a shame that we didn't get to see more of her, because I bet you she would have been up there as well if she actually stuck around with the rest of us. She'd go running off to the Arctic. Silly, silly girl. She looked fucking adorable, though, in that picture. Moving on. But yeah, no, yeah, again, when it comes to, let's move on real quickly to favorite episodes. Again, it's got to be between 5 and 12. It has to be one of those two. The finale was a great choice as well. Again, I really liked the Yuzuki episodes. Hinata's episode was great. The second one that we got, the passport one was fun, the Durian show or whatever. But the one, again, I think it was Bash the Drum Can. The one that we got later, we got to actually see more of her, was very, very enjoyable as well. But, you know, it would definitely have to be between 5 and 12. And to be honest, I don't know which one I'd pick. I think honestly, I'd probably pick 5 for the show itself. I would pick 5. For personal reasons, I don't know, it's very hard to choose. I think that's how I would set it up. For the show itself, I would say 5 was probably my favorite episode, with 12 literally, like, touching behind it. Like, it's like almost completely phased through it, but there's a sliver at the end that just puts it over top. No one knows what I'm talking about. In my brain, it makes perfect sense. But, you know, it's... I think 5 for the show itself is my personal favorite, but for 100% personal reasons, because of my mom and whatnot, I think I'd have to give it 12. It's like, they're so good. Again, the show was incredibly well put together, and I'm going to miss it dearly. And I want them to make a season 2, even if it makes no sense really for them to do it. I'm just saying they could very easily do it, but I'm just saying they don't need to. They definitely won't. But I'm just saying, if they did, I wouldn't fucking complain. Yeah, no, like, it was a very enjoyable show, and those were great episodes. Again, almost every episode was very good. But, you know, those 2 were definitely my favorites. I suppose really the last thing I can really say about the show itself is, again, the soundtrack. I fucking love the soundtrack of the show. It's just such an enjoyable goddamn thing to listen to. Again, Matinee, I think that's how you pronounce it, is fucking gorgeous, and it's soul-crushing to listen to. But I love it. And there's a lot of other ones which I don't know the name of, but I've listened to a little bit. Like The Girls Are Alright, it's a very fun opening. I think I prefer the outro to the opening, but they're both great. And just enjoyable fucking music throughout. I can't really say much more than that. It's a really fucking good soundtrack, and I definitely need to look into getting more of it. Again, this is definitely a show that, well, like Citrus, I enjoyed it well enough, but I don't think I'm going to go out of my way to be like, I'm going to pick up the DVD box set, or I'm going to, like, I might pick up the manga, at least a little bit of it, because I've heard the manga is a little bit better. Again, the show wasn't awful, but it wasn't even bad, really. But just, like, it didn't affect me enough to truly care. Like, this show is very different. Like, I won't hold it to the same level as Sakura-so and shit like that. But I really, really did like it. And I definitely am going to pick it up on DVD and Blu-ray as soon as I get the chance. Maybe soundtrack as well. But soundtracks are surprisingly expensive. Like, I get the shows I get. I mean, like, I don't always get, like, here's $200 for 6 episodes of a 28 episode show. Oh, you can fuck yourself then. But, like, here's a $60 soundtrack. I'm like, okay, well, that's a little excessive, don't you think? It's like 4 songs on this. Like, I don't know. It's they just go wild sometimes. I'm used to Ruby. That's like, what, 10, 20 bucks? I don't know. It's a great soundtrack, and I definitely want to look into it as soon as I can. But, I think that's all I can really say about the show proper. Which I guess only leaves one last thing I do want to talk about with you guys, and that is fucking you guys. Because we're amazing. The support was huge. You guys treated the show and me so fucking well, and I don't really know what to say other than that. Yeah, you guys were awesome. Thank you. Yeah, you constantly showed up and supported things. You watched the ever-loving fuck out of episode 12. It's by far the highest reaction on the channel. Like, people, did I say 12? I hope I meant 12. Oh, I said 12. Fuck. Yeah, you guys really put in the fucking effort for support, and I cannot tell you how much I appreciate that. And I didn't get to meet a ton of you in the comments, but there was a good few of you that I did meet. Like, I got to meet Cross, who I haven't actually talked to since I came back. I hope my man's still around. If you are, my dude, come back. I need to talk to you about all these. I need someone to be giving me all these giant-ass comment dives that you used to give, and I don't know where they is anymore. And it was like, well, you left, motherfucker. And probably doesn't sound like that. I don't think he's American. But, like, point is, good dude. I got to meet people like that, and still, I think one of my favorite is every time I see you pop up in the comments. I don't know if you're watching, but if you are, shout-outs to you. Like in episode 5, one person in the comments showed up and kind of went in on, like, how they didn't care for my style of reaction. At least how it, like, did not lend well to this kind of show at all. They were like, yeah, like, I don't know, man. I don't know if this is good. I don't know if you can do this. It's just, I don't think it's a thing. And I'm like, I don't know. It's just kind of the way I do it. And I'm like, if it don't work for you, then I apologize, man or woman. And I appreciate you hopping by, but I hope you can find someone to hook you up with what you're looking for. And then, like, 4 episodes later, they were still around, and I'm like, what the fuck are you still doing? I thought you were done with my ass. And then I kept seeing them around. I'm like, fucking A, you stuck around? That's awesome. Shoutouts to you. You know who you are. I think it was either Ray or Rhea or something like that. And again, I don't know, dude, woman, goat. I don't know. Comments. I can't really tell. It's YouTube. But I want to say shout-outs to you. Thank you for sticking around despite being a little trepidatious at first. I really appreciate you giving me a chance and maybe putting up with whatever the fuck it is I do here. Because I had a great time, and I hope you guys did too. That's the biggest thing I can say, is I had a incredibly enjoyable time. Even through all the tears, I had a great time with the show, and with talking to you guys, and with everything. I loved it. And I hope you guys enjoyed it, even the tiniest bit as well. I hope you didn't feel like you were wasting your time here with my punk ass or anything like that. I want to thank you guys for putting me as fucking high up on the goddamn search ranks as I was. Like, again, before I took my fucking month hiatus, half my videos were on the top fucking search for the goddamn show. Again, I don't know how much of that is my side of the algorithm in particular rather than yours guys', but like it was all up there and I was like, what the fuck? That's wild. And like you guys treated me very, very well, incredibly kindly, and I cannot thank you guys enough for that. And I guess really the only thing I can say to you guys is, again, thank you. And to those who are going to be leaving because the show is over, I wanted to say thank you guys again for coming by, and I hope you guys had a good time, and hopefully we'll see you guys again here around at some point to do something. I don't know what it'll be, but I hope you end up sticking around and coming back. And yeah, I appreciate you and everything that you did. So I would like to say goodbye to you guys, and I hope you guys had a good time. To everyone who's going to be sticking around, I want to say thank you guys so much. Again, thank you. That you guys would stick around after you guys' show ended, and I hope you guys managed to find something else here that I do that you like. Again, No Game No Life is starting this week as well. Which I know there probably might be a little bit of crossover between these two, considering there was swear to God, there's an advertisement for No Game No Life on the first episode at the convenience store or whatever. So I would assume there's probably a teeny bit of crossover. So I'm curious to see who ends up sticking around for that. And just, I would ask again, I love when people give me a hey and a hi in the comments. If you guys are sticking around or whatever, then by all means, throw it down there. I'd love to get to meet you. Join the Discord. Say hi. Fucking hey. Do something. I love it. It's great. It's awesome. Yeah, no, thank you guys. And I'm excited to see where we go from here. Whatever the fuck it is I'm doing after this. Yeah. So yeah, No Game No Life is going to be coming out probably at the same day as this one's coming out. I probably don't need to tell you that. It's probably already out by the time you're watching this. I think it's coming out the same day. I guess I'm not going to take the break like I was going to with Citrus. Maybe I am. Maybe this isn't. Maybe next week is when No Game No Life's coming out. I don't know. We'll see. Either way, something came out today. If you're watching this, I guess it was this. But I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, No Game No Life starting up here very, very shortly. I need to be getting to Patem Inverted. It's something I've been wanting to get to for a good while. It's our subscriber milestone. And with 2 new shows starting up relatively soon, probably going to be getting pretty close to the second milestone. I'm not 100% sure I'm going to make it 200 or 250. Tell me what you guys think. Which number sounds better to you, 200 or 250? Tell me in the comments below. I kind of like 250 because then it can be 100, 250, 500. Yeah. But yeah, we have that going. Starting up here very, very shortly. Suka Suka and ReZero should be out this week. I do want to apologize profusely for those who didn't get them last week, and for people who didn't get video game content last week. Again, there was a family emergency. I just wasn't able to get anything done beyond the 3 that I did, so I do apologize greatly for that. I hope you guys understand. Anyway, yep, so that's all what's going on in the future. So I appreciate everything that you guys do. This is a lot longer video than I wanted it to be, but you know what? It's okay. It's okay. We're here together, and I love you. Turn off these lights. Let's get funky. Anyway, yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed the show as much as I did, then tell me all about it. If you guys thought the video was cool, give it a like. Tell me what you guys are thinking. And I will see you guys next time in whatever it happens to be that is next time. So yeah, toodles do as the lemons, boys and girls, and goats again. Maybe, I don't know. Bye. Bye, guys. I love you. Right, let's end this shit. Bye-bye.